Have you ever looked into your closet and thought, none of this feels like me anymore? Maybe the trends seem too loud, too tight, or just not made with women our age in mind. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you are absolutely in the right place. Today, I want to talk to the women who've spent decades taking care of others, building careers, raising families, showing up for everyone but themselves. This video is for you because fashion doesn't have an expiration date, and feeling beautiful, confident, and comfortable should never depend on the number of candles on your birthday cake. In the next few minutes, I'll be sharing not just outfits, but mindsets, a new way to approach fashion after 50, clothes that don't try to make you look like you're 20, but instead make you feel like the most you version of yourself. If you're ready for that, let's get into it. Let's be honest, most fashion out there isn't speaking to us. The shelves are packed with styles that feel too flashy, too uncomfortable, or like they were made for someone half our age. Somewhere along the way, the industry forgot that women over 50 still care about how they look and how they feel in what they wear. But here's the truth no one talks about enough. This chapter of life, it's powerful, it's freeing, and it deserves clothes that match that energy. I created this video because I got tired of seeing incredible women shrink themselves, stylistically and emotionally, just because the fashion world told them to fade into the background. Not here, not today. This is your space to rediscover what style means to you, not based on trends, but on who you are now and who you're still becoming. Style won at home, but still beautiful. Let's be honest. How many of us have told ourselves, well, I'm just staying home today. No need to get dressed up. I know I have, more times than I can count. And at first, it seems harmless. You grab your old pajama pants, maybe that oversized t-shirt from a charity run 12 years ago and think, this is comfort. But over time, something shifts. You stop catching your reflection in the mirror. You avoid video calls. You start feeling less like yourself, not because of age, but because you're not showing up for you. One day, it hit me. I had spent an entire weekend in the same sweatshirt. I looked tired, not just on the outside, but inside. So on Monday morning, I did something small. I reached for a matching lounge set in dusty rose. The fabric was soft, brushed cotton. The pants tapered at the ankle with a gentle fit, and the top had just enough shape to make me feel elegant, even barefoot in my kitchen. And something beautiful happened. I stood taller. I brewed my coffee like it was a ritual, not a routine. I added a little tinted lip balm, lit a candle, and put on jazz. I felt present. And isn't that what we want? To feel alive in the lives we've built? Here's the truth. Dressing well at home isn't about vanity. It's about dignity. You can wear comfort and still feel confident. Think soft cardigans in warm neutrals, almond, oatmeal, or rust. Try wide-leg jersey pants with a drawstring waist that doesn't pinch, but still gives shape. Add a bamboo fiber camisole underneath a loose blouse. And please, choose colors that reflect how you want to feel. Serene blues, soft sage, blush tones that warm the skin. Accessories. Keep it minimal, but meaningful. Maybe a delicate pair of gold hoops or a cozy knit headband. Just something that tells your reflection, I see you. Ask yourself this, if no one saw you today, but you, would you still want to feel good in your skin? Because at this stage in life, we're not dressing to impress. We're dressing to express, to honor the woman who's still growing, still glowing, and still deeply deserving of beauty, even in the quiet moments of her own home. Style 2, a casual stroll or coffee date. You know those days when the weather is just right? A little breeze, a little sun, and something in you whispers, let's go out, even just for a walk. It doesn't have to be a big outing. Maybe it's a trip to the farmer's market, meeting a friend for coffee, or simply wandering through your favorite bookstore. But something about those moments feels special because they're yours. And that's exactly when style can become your quiet companion, not to shout for attention, but to help you feel aligned with the moment. effortless, but thoughtful. So what do I reach for on days like this? Layers. Always layers. Because layers say, I've thought this through, even when you didn't spend more than 5 minutes getting dressed. My personal favorite? A soft cotton tee as the base. Something breathable, fitted but not tight. Over that, I'll add a lightweight duster or an open-knit cardigan that flows a bit when I walk. Movement in clothing adds elegance without trying. Bottoms? Think high-waisted straight-leg jeans or linen trousers. They're flattering, forgiving, and comfortable for walking or sitting at a cafe table. I often go for a deep olive or a soft cream tone, colors that pair easily with anything and feel grounded. Now let's talk shoes. This is where many women sacrifice either comfort or style. But you don't have to. A pair of sleek white leather sneakers, timeless, or low-heeled ankle boots in taupe or tan, they give structure to the whole outfit while keeping your feet happy. You can walk all morning and still feel like yourself by lunch. And here's the thing no one tells you enough. Your outerwear is your outfit. That simple trench coat you threw on, it sets the tone. So why not choose one that fits you beautifully, one that makes you feel like the best version of yourself? Confident, polished, but not trying too hard. I remember once I wore a navy button-up shirt tucked loosely into camel-colored trousers, with a rust-colored scarf tossed over my shoulder. Nothing fancy, but the woman at the flower stand looked at me and said, "You have such an easy grace." And it wasn't because I dressed up, it was because I showed up. So the next time you step out, dress like you're writing a love letter to yourself. Not flashy, not overdone, just true. Because the woman sipping coffee alone, smiling at strangers, strolling slowly through the city, that woman has presence. And style that whispers is often louder than style that shouts. Style 3, a night out or small gathering. There's something almost sacred about getting dressed for an evening out, not the over-the-top, glammed-up version you see in magazines. I'm talking about those quiet, special moments. A dinner with old friends, a backyard gathering with string lights and jazz in the background, or even a slow, intimate evening where you're the one hosting. In those moments, the outfit you choose isn't about putting on a show. It's about tuning into yourself, asking, how do I want to feel tonight? And sometimes the answer is graceful, grounded, maybe even a little bit glowing. Now let's talk details. Because after 50, we've earned the right to be intentional with every piece we wear. My go-to for an evening look is a wrap dress, not because it's trendy, but because it honors the body. It follows your curves without clinging. It reveals the neckline without shouting. My favorite one? It's a deep forest green with a satin finish that catches the light just enough. It falls below the knee with a soft drape, and when I walk, it moves with me, not against me. Like we're in sync. I pair it with nude kitten heels, comfortable but polished. They lengthen the leg without making me wince halfway through the night. And my jewelry? Just one piece. A pair of gold drop earrings I bought for myself after my 60th birthday. Not because I needed them, but because I deserved them. Of course, not every woman is a dress woman. Sometimes confidence comes in the form of a structured wide-leg pant. I have one in midnight navy, made of crepe fabric that doesn't wrinkle no matter how long you sit. I wear it with a silk blouse, light ivory, slightly sheer at the sleeves, and I tuck in just the front to create a beautiful, relaxed shape. Add a thin belt with a brushed brass buckle, and you've got the perfect balance between ease and elegance. But what really elevates your look isn't the fabric or the fit. It's how you feel the moment you step into it. I remember last spring, I was invited to a dinner party in a friend's garden. It was simple, nothing flashy, but I wore a long wrap blouse in burnt orange with soft white pants and low heels. And as the sun set and the fairy lights came on, I caught my reflection in the window. I looked warm, present. At peace with myself, not hiding, not shrinking, just being. That's what this style is all about. It's not dressing up the way we used to define it. It's dressing with presence, with purpose, with the quiet power of a woman who knows herself and is done apologizing for that. So next time you're heading to a small gathering, don't ask, "What should I wear?" Ask instead, "What part of me do I want to honor tonight?" And let your outfit answer that question, softly, gracefully, and with just a little sparkle. Style 4, polished yet comfortable for work or serious occasions. Let's talk about those moments when we need to look polished. Maybe it's a professional meeting, a community event, a church gathering, or even just lunch with someone important, someone you want to feel your best around. At this age, we no longer chase trends for approval. We're not here to prove we belong, but we still walk into the room with pride, with presence. And the right outfit can help us carry that confidence without sacrificing comfort. Here's where I always begin. Structure without stiffness. That's the golden rule. The kind of pieces that give you shape, but still let you breathe. Because no woman over 50 needs to feel like she's wrapped in armor to look respectable. Start with a blazer, but not just any blazer. Look for one that follows your frame without boxing you in. I have a favorite. Soft camel wool, tailored at the waist, with sleeves that hit just at the wrist bone. The lining is silky, so it slides on effortlessly, and it's roomy enough to layer over a light blouse or even a thin knit sweater on colder days. Now underneath, think elevated basics, a silk or satin blouse in a soft ivory or blush tone, or for bolder days, a deep burgundy or slate blue. The neckline? Not too low, not too high, just enough to elongate the neck and frame the face. If you prefer more texture, try a ribbed knit in a soft neutral. It adds dimension without distraction. Pants should be smart but never tight. High-rise, straight-leg trousers are my go-to. Look for a hidden elastic waistband. Yes, they exist. And thank me later. Pair in classic colors, charcoal gray, navy, or soft beige. The kind of colors that go with anything and never ask for too much. Footwear? Think function meets finesse. Block heels, low wedges, or even sleek loafers in patent leather or suede. You want a shoe that says, "I came prepared," but also one you can walk in for hours, because we've earned the right to move with ease. And accessories? Here's where you tell a quiet story. A leather watch passed down from your mother, a thin gold chain with a pendant you bought to celebrate a milestone. These aren't trends, they're tokens, and people notice. Not just what you're wearing, but how it makes you carry yourself. I remember once I had to give a talk at a local women's luncheon. Nothing huge, just 100 women in folding chairs under a tent. I wore cream trousers, a moss green blouse tucked gently at the waist, and a tailored blazer in soft gray. I wasn't overdressed. I was aligned. And when I stood to speak, I didn't have to perform, I just had to be. The clothes weren't the message, but they helped me deliver it. That's the kind of style we need for these moments. Outfits that support us, not steal the spotlight, that give us structure, but leave space for breath, for softness, for you. So when the occasion calls for polish, don't reach for something that hides your age. Reach for something that honors it. Because power doesn't always come in bold colors or sharp lines. Sometimes it's in the way your jacket lays just right on your shoulders, or how your eyes light up when you feel ready. Style 5. Travel and everyday adventure. There's a certain thrill that only comes alive when you're on the move. A suitcase ready by the door, your passport tucked safely into a trusted pocket, or perhaps something simpler, an impulsive drive, a stroll through an unexplored neighborhood, or a visit to a friend on the other side of town. Adventure, at this stage in life, isn't necessarily about scaling mountains. Sometimes it's simply about saying yes to the day and dressing in a way that prepares you for whatever might unfold. This is the heart of travel and everyday adventure style. Freedom, ease, and an effortless elegance that moves with you. Picture this scene. A crisp autumn morning in a quaint New England town, cobblestone sidewalks, the comforting aroma of freshly roasted coffee, and the gentle melody of shop doors swinging open to welcome the day. I was wearing a pair of sand-colored drawstring trousers, relaxed yet refined, with a classic white long-sleeve tee and an olive green cropped utility jacket. Around my neck, a simple scarf, just enough to catch the cool breeze. On my feet, well-traveled leather slip-on sneakers that had already walked with me through half the country. And here's the real magic. I wasn't dressing to impress anyone else. I was dressing to savor every moment fully. Because true travel style, or the style of everyday adventure, isn't about looking flawless for photos. It's about feeling comfortable enough to say yes to every spontaneous detour. Yes to walking an extra block. Yes to enjoying coffee outside even when your hair isn't perfectly styled. Yes to being truly seen. So, how do you create a look designed to move with you? Begin with breathable layers. Airy cotton or linen shirts, soft cardigans you can effortlessly tie around your waist or drape across your shoulders. Choose pants with stretch, but that hold their shape, like subtly pocketed cargo joggers, soft denim with just enough give, or relaxed chinos in earthy tones like sand, sage, or rust. Next, add a versatile jacket that can journey anywhere. A practical utility jacket, a timeless denim piece, or a packable trench coat that neatly folds into your tote without a wrinkle. This becomes your anchor, a piece that whispers confidently, "I'm prepared for changing weather, spontaneous moments, and endless possibilities." Accessorize with intention, pieces that do more than just look good. A crossbody bag perfectly sized for essentials. Sunglasses that bring a touch of cinematic charm, or a scarf versatile enough to transform into a wrap when the air turns chilly. These aren't just accessories, they're part of your unfolding story. And shoes? Always choose shoes you can truly live in. Because what's the point of looking amazing if you can't comfortably wander through a new city or rediscover your own hometown? Here's the deeper truth. At this stage, style isn't about turning heads. It's about turning toward life, facing it boldly and fully, dressing not only for who you are today, but also for who you are still becoming. So pack lightly, dress smartly, and always leave room for comfort, curiosity, and the beautiful surprises ahead. If there's just one thing I hope you'll carry with you long after this video ends, let it be this truth. You are never invisible. Your journey matters. Every chapter you've written, every moment you've lived, and every piece you wear now speaks volumes, not because you're chasing the world's approval, but because you've become someone remarkable along the way. You've walked through storms and basked in sunlight. You've loved fiercely, lost deeply, and grown gracefully through it all. You've laughed, genuinely, wholeheartedly, at the things you once thought would break you. You've risen with quiet strength when the world believed you'd stay down. And now it's time to let that strength show. Not loudly, but gently. Not boastfully, but beautifully. Wear your resilience like a badge of honor, woven into every fabric, color, and style you choose. Remember this. You don't need permission to dress boldly, beautifully, vividly. You don't need to hide your softness or your strength. You have every right to step confidently into any space, owning your presence, not through noise, but through an unmistakable grace born from knowing exactly who you are. Because true style isn't limited by age, it's ignited by energy, intention, and authenticity. It's standing in front of the mirror, looking deep into the eyes that have seen it all, and proudly saying, "I still see you. I still honor you. And today I'm dressing to celebrate you." So whether you're savoring tea in the quiet comfort of your home, strolling thoughtfully through the streets of a vibrant city, or laughing joyfully beneath strings of glowing lights in the warmth of a friend's backyard, dress like the extraordinary woman you've grown into, fully alive, deeply aligned, beautifully unstoppable. Because your story isn't fading, it's only becoming more vibrant, more inspiring, and more unforgettable with every moment you live and every choice you make